Of course. As you wish.
How do you do?
Greetings, my lord. I'm here to maintain cells for you. Should you take any prisoners in your travel, I will make sure they tend to as you see fit. Do you have any instructions for me? What do you want done with those prisoners? Show them who's master here. I want them all flogged regularly. To wish, lord. How you doing, fool? You find me at a bad time, my lord. Yeah, after that whipping he just gave you. Bye. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't never getting out of here. .70 accuracy, 232 endurance.
Of course. I'll see what I can find. Perhaps a little rest is in order.
Hail, traveler.
Hail, traveler.
Greetings, my lord. I thank you for restoring our chapel to its former glory. This is the house of Aethys. Just letting you know, priest. I'm certain the gods look favorably upon you. They do. I have gathered what scrolls I could find. Perhaps they could be of use to you in your travels. Let me see what you have. Scroll of Valor and a Scroll of Paralysis. Yeah, we'll take those off your hands.
Next time we get the chance, I'm buying you a pint. That means a lot, Eder. Oh, do you want one too? Sorry, I meant for Isselmir. I'll get you one too.
How do you do?
Show me what you have. That's it.
Boys, go there.
Of course.
Yes?
What is it? Of course.
How do you do?
I'm back again. Looking for the same records on Saints War. We've had a number, yes, I know you have. Perhaps to be more established in finance may be different, but something peculiar, right? Slave. The degrading treatment of veteran prisoners, refugees alike was deplorable. His face twitches. Wincing at the memory of the pain, looks at you with questioning eye, nods, looking away as he does. It was. Yes. Looks up at a shelf and draws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hands. The rosters are in the front. The inventories of the dead are in the back. He passes it into Eder's outstretched hands. Thank you. I will not permit any copying these pages. Do I make myself clear? Eder leafs through the book for some time anxiously, running his thick farm hands, fingers over page after page of name. At last his name stops. His finger just below one name.
Woden Talesh died 18 Majaverno 2808. Third Battle of Cleaban Relock. Blazing Glonfather names, I swear. Rayet Saris?
Rayet Saris.
I'll be the effigy. He fought for Rayet Saris. Why'd he fight for Rayet Saris?
Sure he had good reason. I am too.
We gotta go there. That battlefield. Clea, the one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw.
Of course, Eder.
And who knows, maybe his spirit will even be there and you can have one of your weird talks with him. I mean, worth trying, right?
I'll help you any way you can. I can. You know that.
I appreciate that. I wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're all in this together. Right. Yes! Looking for news? What's going on here? Where do I start? We've got meetings, public hearings, and ceremonies. That's stuff that happens out in the... Are you going to tell me the same thing over again? Yes. It's nothing new. Alright. Hearings going on? Still? Hope this is terribly sick. I tried to sit in the gallery. Let's see. Anyway, legacy is what politicians have all been whispering about lately. Alright, bye. Let's see if they'll let me in now. Only people with official invitations are allowed to observe the animals.
Quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
You know,
I often dreamed of republics. There, at least, the people value trade.
Trade of all things, it's true. And competition between the republics keeps us strong.
Rauatai is a unified nation with fleeter ships. Someday it may prove a worthy competitor.
There's more to dominating trade than fast ships. Maybe you could write a poem to help your countrymen figure it out.
Of Helia?
So they say.
Well, that's lucky. Where I'm from, we see a feathered lady, we start worrying maybe her dad got frisky with his hens.
I guess you can always trust a farm boy's head to go there first.
Huh?
I've been asking myself, if I was a murderous secret society in Deerwood, what would I do? And none of my ideas are very good. I want to ask you something about you. Tell me about your brother.
Woden was, about everything you'd want your firstborn son to be. Dutiful, honest, put thought into everything he did. Real pain in my ass. Made me look bad about every way he could. It wasn't something he tried to do, but of course that just makes it worse. Not that he didn't get into trouble himself. He was just better about feeling guilty after. But we used to have this farmer near us, Hereward. Couldn't stop talking about how well he cared for his chickens. How their feathers were the whitest in town. Convinced the butcher to pay him double what the other farmers got. Me and Woden got tired of hearing it. I was maybe 11, 12 at the time. We borrowed about 6 different dyes from the dyer one night. Dyed Hereward's chickens every color but white. Next morning, the butcher comes knocking, asking for 6 of his whitest chickens. We were feeling great, up until Hereward saw what we'd done. He just got on his knees and cried right there, all those colorful chickens around him not knowing what to make of it. I thought it served him right, but I could tell Woden had other thoughts. Sure enough, the next day, every one of those chickens had been scrubbed down. They weren't white, mind you, but Woden sure tried. Never said a word to me about it, but I knew. That was Woden. My parents, they always let us be who we were. Never told me to be more like him or anything like that. Which was good, because I was never gonna.
Alright.
What's on your mind?
What about Aethys?
It makes two of us.
Do you still worship Aethys?
In my way. I don't suppose he expects me to show up at his temple these days. Not much left to do for him other than keep his memory alive and keep hoping that he's just been playing a joke on all of us these past 15 years.
Far as I know, he hasn't said anything to anybody since the Godhammer destinated. Alright.
What's on your mind?
Let's keep moving. Yeah, let's. Two-sided. I need to go to Heritage Hill and take care of this now.
I shall be discreet.
All right, then.
On your word.
I'll take care of it.
Massive stone door of the tower is sealed and doesn't seem to be any way of opening it. Speak the words you learned from the Latin key alkali. Hear rumble, the door is unlocked.
What is it?
Shining star, go forward.
As you wish. What?
Where?
I? Yes. Hey. What is it?
On your word.
Tell me.
Yes? How may I help?
I'm ready.
What is it?
Tell me.
Hey. Well?
How may I help? Yes? Yes?
Following your lead.
Aye?
Tell me.
Following your lead.
Yes.
Well?
Aye?
Yes?
Yes.
Day 7. A week of study and we're still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Trindig's letter. Dear his mother and father, you will please to hear that I've learned much already since I come into the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I am writing to you from inside an ancient Nguatian tower. There's an entire district built up around it, but the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It is an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort, and he is quick to remind me that the things we learn from this tower may one day help us find a cure for Waden's legacy. I better get some rest now. Master Greg likes to get early start on the day. All my love, Trindig.
Shh. As you wish.
essence shimmers and pulsates within the strange device.
Yes, of course. Yes. Huh?
I'm ready.
Yes? Worthy Baidan Ansawu.
I?
What?
Yes?
Well? What?
Yes?
I'm ready.
Following your lead.
That's it! Well?
Aye? Yes?
Well?
Aye?
What?
Caed?
Yes?
Hey,
I have them! I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Scanite scripture, burn, feel thy hatred twist within thee. Feed thyself on its bile, sustain thyself on its anger. This hatred, this bile, this anger, these shall be the tools for thy rebellion. Let thine heart seethe. There is no satisfaction in open confrontation. Hide thine hatred, let it grow, that it may fester. Make thy plans in secret. The quiet slave stays in the shadows. His faith seeks not the light. In darkness doth he work. In darkness doth he move. Rebel against those that seek to control thee. Rebel against those that wish to remove thee. Another page from Alham's journal. Day 2. We completed our measurements of the machine thanks to Trendig's youthful agility. Further examinations required to discover its intended use.
as you wish.
What is it?
Hey,
On your word.
Que?
How may I help?
Worthy Bedan Ansawu.
hey.
Well?
How may I help?
What?
I?
Yes. Yes?
I'm ready.
Huh? Hey.
Que?
How may I help?
Following your lead. Yes.
That's it! Laying low.
As you wish. There's something ahead.
Pattering a scratchy old coverlet thick in the air. No one has used this bed in weeks.
Well? Of course. Well?
Hey.
On your word.
Que?
So much for you!
Aye?
What? Yes.
Yes? Aye? Aye? Aye?
Yes?
Hey.
Que?
Aye?
Ixi! Ana!
Yes?
What? What?
Your word.
What is it?
On me.
How may I help?
What? What is it?
That's it!
What?
Tell me.
I?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
How much for you? What? Well? Much. Laying low. I'll take care of it.
Day 10. Patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. They should drag themselves out of their mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy. Wow. Orland's Brambles Ring. Major Spellbind. Arcane Dampener. Grants Arcane Dampener. +1 intellect. Rings can feature plain bands or jewels. Okay. Wow. Letter from Icantha. Aldham, I did indeed receive your recent summons, as well as the two that came before it. I had been waiting for you to present yourself at my doorstep so that I could give you my answer in person, a firm and unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower, sweating over the ruins I've studied for years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you long disparaged, is the missing puzzle, a piece in the puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me, should you wish to rehash this conversation in person. Yours truly, Icantha. The pulling, pounding energy feels even stronger up here.
What is it?
Huh?
Tell me.
On your word. Worthy Bedan Ansawu.
What is it?
Hey.
Caed?
What?
Aye?
Well? What? Yes.
How may I help?
Yes. For you. That's it.
Eyes open.
What is it?
Hey.
I'm ready.
Yes?
Well? I have them! A blade in the dark.
Page from Aldham's journal. Day 11. Finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beasts take the patrons. We'll finish the study on our own terms, on our own time. Just as I said, as much as Trindig sighed, the sky came to life with stray lightning. I said, it's a good omen, but the poor lad spooked. Only cure for lad's good night's sleep.
Of course.
The Works of Unguatians, a comprehensive guide. This scroll contains a pen and ink diagram of Adra device running through the tower. Despite copious measurements and carefully drawn details, it gives no indication of the machine's purpose.
Aye?
Of course.
All him.
Let's try this configuration.
Get to the top.
Still nothing. Confounded device.
A man hunches over the strange mechanism, his spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags. The patches of skin you see are mottled green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you till your shadow falls over him. When he turns to see you, he snarls and scuttles behind the door pedestal. Only his bare teeth escape decay. His eyes are yellow and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He smashes a fist into the Adra pillar. His hand makes a crunchy noise but doesn't bleed.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
Given the catastrophe that's followed, the commission and your research might matter a great deal. Keep talking, Alham.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds. The strange wounds that had appeared overnight. And the machine. This cursed spire. Dormant for 2,000 years. Lifeless through hundreds of our experiments. And we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
As interesting as the prospect of a living machine may be, I suspect that given mention of a machine and a masked figure both, there is another explanation.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Slow down. What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
He looks at you and runs his tongue along the edge of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Grimfael? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
There was a stranger in the tower the night this happened?
I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
You're not like the rest of the ghouls in the street.
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply. I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster.
No, you won't.
You could help. Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
What happened
By
to
the
the
time
rest
I
of your team?
realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
Crap. There's no way in the hells I'm gonna help you. Please. She won't listen. You've got to help me. Grabs the pillar for your sport. Help me. He touches the copper center of trying to plug it. Okay. How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Icantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
I can do that. Wait, runes? The Nguathian runes? She can read them? He speaks of this feat so blandly. Let's talk instead to this hydrant, Eldar. I pick her thoughts of time. She wasn't here the night the machine came on. Staying with her patron somewhere near. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. I'll get to words from Icantha.
Yes. Icantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
Will you accept terms? I need to speak with Icantha again. She apparently knows something important. Okay. Who and what are you?
15 years in Brackenbury. 7 tours to the ruins beyond Solace Vale. I'm an animancer. Still an animancer.
His gaze lights on an Eder post with sudden recognition. He starts to turn back to the copper dials. Remind me of Icantha. Icantha, yes. She gave the words. Words command the tower. I need you to ask you something else first. Find her somewhere here in the district. Finish dealing with you. I'm not bringing you any food.
Werde Bedan Ansawu.
Yes.
I'll keep you sharp with this blade.
Hey.
Que?
Aye?
What is it?
This blade'll keep you sharp.
Well?
This blade'll keep you sharp.
Yes. What?
This'll light you up.
Well?
Aldhelm's journal. Icantha insists on pursuing your own research on the tower, despite my argument that pulling her knowledge is both our interests. With her expertise in Guantian language, I'm convinced she knows more about the tower work than she lets on.
The soul's free now.
Jagged alder pillar rises in front of you, cased and defective machine. A sunburst of copper filaments surround the dial that looks about twice the size of a hen's egg. The filaments cross and diverge, ending in bead-tip nodules. Each wire has a point of origin somewhere on the edge of the dial. Runes are inscribed around the dial. Leave.
I'll get those words if I have to rip her from her flesh. This must be ended.
I'll see what I can find.
Standing near, the device feels like being blown in a storm gale. Stone steps hum with energy.
I hope it's not a bee-whack.
Icantha, you knew I'd be back.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
I need the words that operate the Guathian machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is. He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
The problems in Heritage Hill are bigger than your rivalry, Icantha. What do I care? I prepared myself for an eventuality such as this. I can assure you those dwelling in souls in the streets are beyond caring as well. Humble Alden Din by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it succinctly. Your words fanned the strange cold at the center of her soul. Tell me the tower's name.
Caed Nua. It's called Caed Nua. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Where do they move these souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
You seem to know a lot about the Nua.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Why would the Ingwathians have wanted to tether souls like this?
Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Engwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
And how do you operate the machine upon Caed Nua?
Back to these tinkers' concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
The wheel.
I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting to the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here, I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no.
What? But what good is observing all this if you're going to hoard it for yourself? Tell her, Evilar. An entire language at your fingertips, and she hides it away.
The fate of these trapped souls is more important. They're inconsequential. Their existence means nothing. They don't even understand their predicament, which you and I see so clearly. Through them, I'll accomplish much more than any peer.
You can't leave these souls imprisoned.
And who will stop me? Only I understand the control words. For Caed Nua, so yes I can. Her pride blazes. Hoarding knowledge is point, and who will know about it? The pride thing flickers out the flames around the debate. All I've learned, years of studying Galactian language, no one understands it better. That counts for something. These are the words you need. Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples. You feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they are no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory, unearthed from a past life since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Icantha has shown you. You know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language in Icantha. Once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then, and do what you will with Caed Nua. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
A speaker of dead tongues now, and so he surpasses 100 frustrated scholars in a matter of a few moments. I don't suppose you could look at a few books for me. You said the other towers in the dry wood constructed to move souls. Why would the Icanthians have wanted to do that? Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wish. The question is, why? To mix the way a player shuffles his deck? The way a farmer rotates his field. Collect him like a butterfly in the glass, to melt him down for us? Unfortunately, I do not know. What do I do with the town now that I have these words?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
Remind me how you know so much about the tower. I've read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Alhem try to read them like the instruction manuals. In so doing, they miss the true meaning completely. I still don't understand why the Icanthians would build a machine to tether souls. Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this. We now see the Icanthians as masters of soul manipulation, but they could have attained their expertise. They couldn't have attained without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment. Explain how the control words work. Harnessing the power of Caed Nua is about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meaning. You can speak them, the tower shall obey. That's all. Farewell. jagged Aldra pillar rises in front of you. Ancient stonework runs through with copper veins, the panels covered with runes, which you can now understand. You recognize the word for end, for hold. Style is currently fixed on hold. You also recognize by inscription the manner in which you turn dials means a throttling device. Yeah, I can't maximize it. I may destroy their souls. As command words leave your lips, the dial sinks into the Aldra under your hand. Something like a thunderclap sounds overhead. The glow feeds from the machine as it falls dormant. Turn the machine atop a Caed Nua off, which means that the soul's inherited hill can move turn to cycle. I learned that the Icantha machine across the Deerwood can be used to move souls. I also learned the Icantha, which means I can now operate them. I turned the machine atop Caed Nua off, which means that the soul's inherited hill can move turn to cycle.